welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user JakeLet's94. That's JakeLet's94, and he's driving the Cromwell on an encounter battle on Malinovka. Cromwell being a tier 6 medium tank for the British. This thing's pretty damn amazing. Great speed and agility, half decent cannon, good hit point pool, and just a pretty damn good all-round tank. Now a quick intro to this replay. This one isn't about an amazing damage score or kill score. This one, again, like the T20 replay we showed last week, is more about the overall tactics and the positioning that the player uses in this battle to help his team win this one out. So as you can see, JakeLet's playing to the strength of his tank immediately, coming all the way to the southern flank here, and then going to be heading all the way up the left-hand side of the field. Looking at the enemy team, the only tanks who can really match his speed here are the T49s, and if he comes head-to-head with a T49, I would like to bet on the Cromwell any day of the week. And there we go. There is indeed one of the T49s. Gets one hit in him, bounces one from the T49, gets a second hit, and then rams him for the kill. See there, only takes about 140 points of damage in return, and very quickly takes out and dispatches that T49. He's dropping down into the lower section of the map just in case there's anybody coming to back this T49 up, but it looks like he may have been on his own. He's got some allies in the background there, a Hetzer and a T49, although it looks like neither of those wanting to venture over the open field with Jake. So he just advances forwards here, and again, just having a quick look to make sure that there's nobody in the area who's going to quickly pick him off, waiting maybe for some of his allies to come and offer some support, but it looks like he's probably going to be all on his own on this flank, at least for the time being. Decides to move up now, just giving it a little bit more time for the enemy tanks to get into position so that he can come and surprise them. And as you can see, the Chi-He and the T49 now making their way across the open plain there. You can see he's sticking very close to the red line here. Spots out an M4. Just leaves him for the time being, hoping that some of his allies can maybe get some shots onto him. As you can see, they do have some pretty big guns in the background here. I don't think Jake's actually been spotted out. May have been spotted now, as he is pretty damn close to this M4. And looks like the M4 isn't really paying attention, so he's able just to get two good hits through his armor. Got to be careful though, because this M4 may be equipped with the derp cannon, but he gets taken out now in the end by that Chi-He. And Jake's definitely been spotted now. So he's got to move and got to get into cover. Going to use the bush in the building to shield him from the right-hand side as he makes a dive into the forest on the left. And although he's almost certainly, well, not almost certainly, although he has been spotted out, it doesn't look like anybody's really paying him attention. Having a look at this Stug here, see if we can get a shot onto him, but just being let down a little bit by his gun depression. Got to be aware here that the Covenanter knows that he's in the area and is returning fire here. So Jake got to be careful now. Takes a hit in the front from the KV-1. Injures his commander. So he's just going to drop back into the forest. Allow his camo to kick in. Although he takes a hit from that Stug 3 now. Gets his track back into commission and heals up his commander. And then drops all the way back now. Uses the hill here as a defensive position. But it looks like the Allied team hasn't fared particularly well on the hill. Hopefully Jake can get some people's attentions, make them turn around, and that's going to allow his allies an easy time of picking them off. But it looks like he doesn't actually have that many allies in the area to offer some support, as they're having to worry about the hill on their own now. Game's fairly even, 6 kills to 7. Jake just playing it extra careful. Doesn't want to take any more damage, as he does only have 273 hit points left. And with a good array of KV-1Ss and that SU-100 on the enemy team, any of those can just one-shot him here. So he does have to be aware of that. Trying to get a shot on this Covenanter, but it looks like he's well behind cover here. Going to try and get a shot on this Stug 3 as well. Got to remember that there is a KV-1 camping somewhere ahead of him here. He doesn't want to take a hit from him. Finds out on one of the Stugs. He's going to allow his reticule to close all the way in. I don't think this Stug has started moving soon enough, and he's just going to stubbornly sit there and get himself killed. Finds the KV-1 as well. Gets a good bit of damage through him, and I think the KV-1 is otherwise occupied with somebody else. But so he's taken damage after damage. He does start to make a run for it and does indeed manage to get away. Got to be careful though, because there's a KV-1S on his radar as well. Although if we have a look on the minimap, that KV-1S is one hell of a distance out. So landing a shot like that, not going to be easy or indeed possible at all, considering the range and the terrain elevation. Stug 3 decides to come try and charge him down. He's just going to use the terrain here to keep a good bit of cover, and he's able just to take out that Stug 3 as he approached, for taking no damage in return. Game's still fairly even at 10 kills to 11, even though the Allies feel like they're on the back foot. I think it's just the fact that they're a little bit scattered here. They've got the T-150 capping the cap circle, and I'm not really sure. I mean, the T-49, you could say that he's covering the cap circle, but I have no idea what that Hetzer thinks he's achieving all the way in J3 there, because he's not going to be able to shoot anybody, because the furthest right part of the cap circle does dip down into cover. So I'm not really sure what that Hetzer thinks he's going to achieve here. And in fact, the last time we spotted that T-34-85, he was flanking around behind. So he's probably just going to get himself killed here. Jake gets a great shot on this KV-1. Just one more penetrating hit should be enough to finish him off. He fades back into the fog of war, but it's not enough to keep him hidden. And he gets one shot through the side, picks up kill number 4. So the T-34-85 is now wreaking havoc. He's come along behind the T-49, got a kill on him, and now he's just got to contend with the Hetzer, who, again, I have no idea why he's so far out. Hetzer's position does come up big, though, as he gets a kill and takes out that T-34-85, and now it's just the two of them versus a KV-1S, SU-100, and that Covenanter. In fact, I think last time we saw that Covenanter, yep, there we go, only got 47 hit points left, so he's not really going to play much of a role in this battle. Jake trying to find KV-1S, not the stealthiest tank in the world, but not quite able to find his position. Covenanter gets caught out in the open here. One good shot. Nope, just misses that one, but one good hit will be all it takes to take him out, and there we go. That's kill number 5. But as it is, the SU-100 was able to take out the Hetzer, and that leaves just Jake himself versus a KV-1S and an SU-100. And Jake only got 270 hit points, but I don't think this KV-1S can see him here. And he's just going to whittle him down with death by 1,000 paper cuts. And there we go. That's kill number 6. Now it's just Jake versus this SU-100. Last time the SU-100 was spotted was out on that open field. So Jake just going to loop around the top of the map here. Again, though, don't want to call GG prematurely. There's the SU-100. He's moved into the cap circle. Jake going to crest the hill here on the left-hand side in an effort to try and get a shot on the side of that SU-100. Unfortunately, gun depression letting him down just a little bit. And there we go. The SU-100, I think, is facing this direction, so he's got to play this one carefully. He doesn't want to take any damage from that SU-100. If he's armed with the top cannon, then he's going to be well capable of doing 273 damage in a single shot, and that shot will sail right through the Cromwell's armor. So Jake decided to play this one safe, and he's going to flank out all the way to the right-hand side. Thing about this position is, though, now with the addition of that little hill, he's not going to be able to get a shot on the SU-100. Oh, he could just about see the top of him there, but that one hits the hill, and the SU-100 moves well into cover now. And Jake's going to have to find another position to approach from. So he's just going to back off, allow his stealth to kick back in, and then head off into the distance. He's going to decide to flank all the way around onto the hill itself. Going to see how long he's got on that timer. It's still got 2 minutes. And there's 5.5 minutes on the clock, so he doesn't have to rush this one. As you can see, switching it up to premium ammunition here, because like I said, he's only got one shot of hit points left himself, and this SU-100 could be a bit awkward to penetrate from the front if he's not absolutely careful. And if there's ever a time when you need premium ammunition, when you're one-on-one against an SU-100 and he's capping the encounter base, this is when you need to guarantee the penetrations. So Jake taking the long route around, which is absolutely the right thing to do, because then the SU-100 isn't going to spot him until the last possible second. Jake gets in, aims for his track, but doesn't quite get to take it out. Luckily, though, his speed is more than enough to carry him past the SU-100's traverse speed. And now that he's alongside, there isn't really going to be much this SU-100 can do. All he can try and do is move around to throw him off. He hits the engine deck. It's not quite enough to take him out, but that's kill number 7, GG, and the victory. victory. So absolutely awesome replay there from Jake Let's 94. Thank you very much for sending that one in. And don't forget, guys, to stick around, because as always, the score screens and another game are coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user Ironblood. That's Ironblood, and he's driving the Conqueror on an assault battle on Sand River. Conqueror being a tier 9 heavy tank for the British. And they are playing the role of the attackers in this assault mode, meaning that they have to destroy all enemy tanks or capture the base within 10 minutes. Normally the game time is 15 minutes. Obviously for assault that's reduced down to 10. So Ironblood going to be heading all the way over to the left-hand flank immediately. Did spot out that nobody was heading in this direction from his allies, which is why you saw the little bit of maneuvering right at the beginning of the battle there. Decides that because nobody was heading over to this flank, that he's going to make it his flank instead. Conqueror is a pretty damn good tier 9 tank. Frontal armor isn't amazing, but the turret on it is nice. Spots out a Kneven, its tier 8 counterpart. Kneven obviously leads on to the Conqueror. Gets a great hit onto him as well and does a nice piece of damage. Does spot out the VK4502. Unfortunately, that one just bounced a little bit, which I find a little bit unusual, because you have a look at the cannon of this thing, and it's got 259 penetration on this gun, so it's got supreme penetration for a tier 9 cannon. Alpha damage not amazing, but then that is the characteristic of the British gun. Sorry, I'm pretty sure that hit the VK on the very, very underside of the tank. Not even the lower plate, the actual underbelly, and that still didn't penetrate. So must have been at some kind of very strange angle there for that to bounce. But yeah, back to what I was saying. The cannon on this thing, alpha damage not great, but the rate of fire is fantastic. Taking a few hits from this 5100 here. Got to play it carefully. 5100's able to kick out a decent chunk of damage, but it looks like the range that he's at, the 5120, isn't able to bring that much damage to bear, and in fact left himself out in the open for way too long. As you can see, Ironblood just gonna... Oh, that was very, very unlucky for that shot to fly just over the top of the turret there. Not really sure why the 5120 is still hanging around in this location. But the lackluster alpha damage of the British cannons are always made up for with the fantastic rate of fire. As you can see, reload speed of just 9 seconds on a tier 9 tank. That's pretty damn good, especially considering the E75 gets about the same penetration, 258 I think. Gets higher alpha damage, but it gets a much longer reload time. You're looking at between 13 and 15 seconds depending on your crew skills and equipment. That one surely must have hit there. There we go. The 5120 is a little bit low on hit points. And again, I'm not really sure why he's still in this location. All he's really picked up for himself is that kill on the light tank, which trading a tier 6 light tank for a tier 9 heavy tank with an autoloader, definitely not worth it. So Ironblood going to be squaring off against everybody in this southern flank here. But as you can see, all there is a Black Prince, a Tiger... Is that a 1 or a 2? That's a Tiger 2. And the Panzer Soufflé in front of him here gets a lovely shot through the side of the Tiger 2's turret as he turns that one. Going to try and keep himself hull down, because while the front armor of this tank isn't amazing, the turret is good. Fires off a shot at the Black Prince, but the Black Prince being what it is, bounces that shot. And he's able to get a critical bit of damage there. Gets a great shot through the cheek of the turret there on the Black Prince. And the Black Prince is going to have to think twice now about what he's going to do. So you can see that Ironblood and the Conqueror here has forced both of these tanks, the Tiger II and the Black Prince, to fall back out of position. A little bit unfortunately bounced that one. He is now getting shot in the front by this T-28 prototype maybe, or possibly by someone else. And the Black Prince is going to come around to try and take advantage of this. Black Prince doesn't land any damage, and Ironblood's able to get a good chunk through him, and now he's going to decide that this is not the best location to be in right now. Going to get one last shot at the Tiger II, but just misses that one, unfortunately. And now he's going to have to go forwards and use this sand dune in front of him as cover from the front, as he was taking considerable bits of damage from someone over there. But now he's got to be aware that the Black Prince and Tiger II could peek over the hill and get damage through his rear. But I think he's just relying on his allies and the Black Prince and the VK-4502A there to punish either of those tanks that decide to come over the hill. Caernarvon spins himself around. Ironblood just rushes that shot a little bit and misses. And it looks like the Black Prince and the VK-4502 having the desired effect right now. Oh, very unfortunate to miss another shot, rushing these ones just a little bit. Can afford to take a couple of hits from this Black Prince, because as we've seen before, it doesn't have the greatest alpha damage in the world. A little bit surprised that his allies didn't punish him for coming over the top of the hill. This could spell disaster, because if that Black Prince and the Tiger II both decide to push at the same time, that's going to be the end for Ironblood. Fails to damage the Caernarvon again. As you can see, that one just bouncing on the very top there. Finally gets one through the side of the turret to the right of the gun. And that's kill number 2 now for Ironblood. And he's in a great position at the moment. Can see a lot of the enemy defenders. And that Black Prince and Tiger II still refusing to push. So he's in a little bit of a safe position right now. He's going to see the rear of this Lurver. Waits till it was rear armor and then takes his shot and gets a good chunk of damage onto him. He's still got the Waffenträger there. Lurver still looking to the north. It looks like the allied team are now just going to close in on the enemy team from the north and from the south now. Although the allied Black Prince and VK still sat in that ditch there. One good shot is all it takes to take out the Lurver, and that's kill number 3. Ironblood now realizing that the right-hand flank have got that under control. They're all going to take that Waffenträger out, no problem whatsoever. And he's not really going to be able to get through all those buildings to help land any damage. Does spot out a Panzersoufflé and finds the GW Tiger P. Nice bit of scouting here. If he can line this up, nice shot there to take out the artillery and pick up kill number 4. Now he's going to use this opportunity to try and flank around the side of this Tiger II. Going to head up the side of the sand dune there to be able to get his shot. Rushes it just a little bit and misses. And this Tiger II is continuing to fall back. Unfortunately, he's confounded by the gun elevation there. But now he's got side turret, and now he gets some damage, and he picks up kill number 5. 5,500 points of damage and the victory. So absolutely awesome replay there from Ironblood, showing how positioning and maneuvering can help win a battle even when you don't land all of your shots. It's not all about landing the shots, it's about positioning, tactics, and outmaneuvering your enemy. So awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. If you guys have got a great replay, then please send that into replay@screenreality.com. There's a link for that in the description. All you do is attach the replay file or the link to the What Replay website in the email to replay@screenreality.com. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, informative, you learned something, or you just enjoy it, then definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, because there's a lot more World of Tanks content on this channel. Stick a comment in the comment section below if you want to join the discussion on this video. I have been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.